Underachievers for week 2, man. You know we always going to have some overachievers and we're always going to have some underachievers. That's just how NFL football works. It's any given Sunday. So for underachievers, quarterbacks, here we go. Number 1, Joe Burrow. I, I know y'all been hearing his name come out my mouth. I know I told you guys to sit him this week. I told you to sit him because the continuity is not going to come back in 7 days. Was I right? Yes, I was. Deep in the third quarter with 100 yards passing. That's it, Joe. That's it. Joe ends up with 222 yards through the air, 2 TDs and an interception. He was the number 21 quarterback in scoring this week. Meaning if you were in a 20-man league, he still wouldn't have been one of the highest scoring quarterbacks. And who has a 20-man league? We're in 10 and 12-man leagues, right? So Joe Burrow is number 21, meaning he should have been sitting on your bench. I hope you listened to Hot Soup and you didn't start him. Justin Fields, it hurts to say, I was at the Bears game watching this man with 6 seconds in the backfield to throw the ball, going through reads, and just couldn't pull the trigger, man. I don't know what to say, man. I don't. I was hurt. I was disgruntled. I didn't understand. Like, are they telling him not to run? Justin Fields had 4 rushes for 3 yards. 4 rushes for 3 yards? Come on, Jay. We got to do better than that, man. We went and got you a weapon in DJ Moore. You got to let that thing go. It's not looking good in Chicago, man. Justin Fields, number 20 quarterback overall, man. He's my number 2 on the list. I hate them. I love the Bears. Look at me, man. Y'all come on, man. Look at me. Look at me. Come on. It's Hot Soup. Come on, baby. Got my own Bears jersey. Hurts. Hurts. Number 3, quarterback. Underachiever this week. And he was number 12 overall, so it's not really underachieving but for Patrick Mahomes to be the number 12 overall, that's underachieving. Patrick Mahomes should be in the top 5 every week. That's what we drafted him for. That's why we draft him number 1 when we're in fantasy drafts every year. We do it because this guy throws up 4,500, 5,000 yards a season. And he's just not doing that this season, man. Had 2 touchdowns and a pick. 305 yards through the air. If that's a Derek Carr day, hey, we'll take it. This is Patty Mahomes, baby. He's supposed to have 200 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first half. This is a whole game. Come on, Patty. You got to do better over there in KC. And he had his weapon back. I don't want to hear the critics. Oh, well, he ain't got Kelsey. He had Kelsey. Yeah. We got to get that boy some weapons. Running backs. Oh, number 1 running is hurt. It hurts because I had him starting in a couple of my leagues. Josh Jacobs, man. I'm about to hit y'all with this stat line. And when I saw the stat line, I was looking like I was trying to rub the negative sign on the yardage off of this computer screen. Like, is that a bug? What is that? No, that is a negative 2 yards. 9 rushes for negative 2 yards, Josh Jacobs. Come on, baby. We got to do better than that, man. Got to do better. Negative 2 yards, 5 receptions, 51 yards. That's where he got his points this week. I think he ended up with 6.5 points. Number 23rd running back this week in scoring points, standard leagues, Josh Jacobs. Number 2 was even worse than Josh Jacobs. Y'all ready for that? Travis Etienne. Yeah. And y'all, all the sports guys had him high ranking. Oh, Etienne's going to go off this week. He's going to do this. Matthew Berry, all the big names. Yeah. Man went off for 12 rushes, 40 yards, 2 receptions, and 2 yards. That man had 42 yards total. 5.2 points, ended up number 33 running back and scoring this week. Travis Etienne, womp, 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 womp. Yeah. Number 3, Javonte Williams. And I told y'all last week, sit him. Okay? Samaje Perine didn't even get the rock this week. So it was Javonte's show. But as I said, going against Washington's strong defense, he's not going to have a good week. And sure enough, He ends up number 24 running back overall, 12 rushes, 44 yards, 2 receptions for 14 yards. Man didn't even hit 60 yards total. And he had the show in his hands. So might want to start listening to Hot Soup, man. That's all I'm saying. Receivers, number one receiver. And I told y'all about Cincinnati's offense right now. It's not clicking. Joe Burrow was out for 4 weeks with that calf strain. And what's even worse is he restrained his calf. It's not looking good for Cincy in the first half of the NFL season. Jamar Chase was going number 2 overall. I saw some where he was going number 1 over Justin Jefferson this year. Boy, those people who picked Jamar Chase heavy this year, ooh, I feel sorry for y'all. Now, that's not to say that when we need it in the playoffs, that Jamar Chase ain't going to go ape shit. We already know that when it's playoff time, Joe Burrow, when it's fantasy football playoff time, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase have been league winners for the last 2 years in a row. I went in last year thinking, oh, man, I'm about to scrape this dude, boom, boom, boom. And Joe Burrow throws up 6 touchdown passes. Jamar Chase catches 3 of them. And I'm talking about just takes me out by themselves, man. I get knocked out of 3 or 4 playoffs runs because of Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. They have been giving me headaches for 2 years now. In week 2, week 3, and maybe even into week 4, these guys are all benches for me. Just my opinion. Until that continuity comes back. Jamar Chase had 5 receptions, 31 yards, 61st overall receiver. That means that if you have 3 receivers starting on each team in a 10-man league, meaning 2 receivers and their flex as a receiver, that's 30 receivers. You could have a whole nother league and put a whole nother 30 receivers, different set of 30 receivers that score more points than Jamar Chase this week. I said it. Rough sliding right now for y'all Jamar Chase owners. Number 2 on my board is Brandon Ayuk. Boy, it was a lot of talk after week 1 about Brandon Ayuk is the number 1 and this is this, and that, and there's other options over there in San Fran. He's not always going to be that guy. You know, y'all just have to understand that. Just because somebody blows up don't mean it's going to be that way for the rest of the season. Okay, people have lucky games. People have good games. Kids, they have bad games. It's any given Sunday. This man went off for 3 receptions and 43 yards. And that's it. Nothing else. No TDs, no nothing, man. Come on, Ayuk. Can we get a rush for 5 yards, 10 yards? Something. Yeah, I was one of the ones who started him, but I had him benched in a couple leagues as well. Benched him for number 3 on my list, Mr. Calvin Ridley. Yeah. Who knew that Calvin Ridley would go off like he did week 1, come back and lay a 8-target, 2-reception day for 32 yards? I did, if y'all would have watched, but we could talk more about that. Y'all come check me out on I Told You So, week 2. And that's it for over and unders and your I Told You So. Come check us out at the end of the week for our starts, top 5 starts, top 5 sits on the week. It's Hot Soup Fantasy Football. I'll see y'all soon.